Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason, coming back with another one. And as y'all can see, we're coming live from the Rose Garden, man. Take a look at it. Take a look at it, man. We got another beautiful day out here, so y'all already know. I got to thank the Most High for waking me up this morning and giving me another opportunity to be great. Thank you so much, Abba Yahuwah, for waking me up, for giving me another chance, giving me another shot to get it right and do your will and be a better servant, a better son, you know? And guess what? When you do that, we won, you know what I mean? For real, man. But yeah, it feel good out here, man. For real, I have to come out here and get some fresh air. Come holler at y'all real quick on this first little hot break. You know, get out that building for a little bit, man, because I want y'all to understand that, you know, sexual discipline, bro, it affects all areas of your life. All areas, not just one area, two areas. Nah, bro, it affects all areas of your life. You know, and when you have that sexual discipline, listen, bro, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes in your energy. It speaks volumes in your purpose. It speaks volume in your spirit. It speaks volumes in your relationships. You know what I'm saying? You know? Because without it, man, listen, bro, you good as popped. You good as popped. Now, you lacking in discipline in all areas of your life. You know, that's what it do, bro. If you ain't got that type of discipline, listen, bro, 9 times out of 10, bro, you're not going to be disciplined, you know, with your health. You know, you're going to have all types of bad habits that's going to continue to have you on a decline. You know, if you don't have sexual discipline, listen, ain't no way that you're going to have the discipline, you know, to get on your grind, to stay on your purpose. You know, because what you're going to be in your flesh constantly thinking about cheeks, constantly thinking about pleasure. That's just what it do. You know, if your mind on sex all the time and busting nuts all the time, ass and titties all the time, then listen, bro, you thinking about pleasure. And when you ain't thinking about those nasty things, then you thinking about other things that can make you feel good. So it's going to be a good chance that you got a bad diet, that you overweight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good chance that you smoke, you know, and drink and, you know, be hitting them vapes all the time. You know, you just going to be swamped in unhealthy habits, because that's what being a pleasure seeker do. You know, that's what being a part of this programming do. You know, so one thing we know about this world is that it caters to the flesh. So everywhere you go, it's going to be something tugging away at you without discipline. If you ain't got no discipline, listen, you're going to go right to it. You know what I mean? You're going to go right to that dispensary. You're going to go right to them fast food places. You know, you're going to go right to the section in the grocery store that got nothing but processed foods and sweets and all of that other stuff, you know? So listen, bro, you need that sexual discipline, man, because when you have that energy, when you have that discipline, listen, bro, you're going to keep things nice and tight in your life. Your relationship going to be right, you know, nice and tight. Listen, your emotions going to be in check. You know what I mean? Your spirit going to be right. So you're going to be thinking about righteous things. You're going to be thinking about doing the right things. And it don't matter where you at on your journey, bro. That's what make it so beautiful, man. You know, the fact that you are here, don't you know that you put yourself on this, bro? You know, the Most High guided you to it, because he already let us know that we need to be abstaining from fornication and all that stuff anyway, sexual immorality and all that stuff anyway. But you got to understand, you know, it ain't a gun to your head that's making you do it. A lot of times people won't do nothing, you know, unless they being forced to do it. You put yourself on this journey through the Most High, through the Spirit, you know, so that speaks volumes about what type of man you are. You know what I mean? Because most people, we know that most people don't want to do this, bro. They don't want to put themselves through nothing. They don't want to sacrifice nothing. So the mere fact that you here, bro, the mere fact that you fight, the mere fact that you care, You know, you have love for the Most High. You have love for yourself. And you trying to work out your salvation. Listen, bro, it ain't too many people like you. It ain't too many people like us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know that's like somebody putting themselves in a fire. That's like somebody putting themselves in boot camp. You know what I mean? Just for no reason. You put yourself, you know what I mean? You ever seen somebody do something like, why you doing that? That's how people look at us when we in shape. Don't you know that's how people look at me like, bro, why are you up this early? People see me, man, leaving my apartment, man, at 3 a.m, going to the gym. I'm sure, because, you know, I just see people looking and, you know, I'm pretty sure they be like, yo, why do he do that? You know what I'm saying? But we do it because, listen, we want to be healthy. We do it because we have discipline. We want to, you know what I'm saying? We have goals, you know, and things that we trying to accomplish. We not just trying to be, you know, be letting this world and the adversary chew us up. You know what I'm saying? So when you have discipline, listen, bro, you're going to be able to fight these spiritual battles with efficiency. You know, you're going to be able to fight these battles that we deal with every day with ease. A lot of people go through so many things, so many battles, and they struggle through them because listen, you know, they really don't have the discipline. You know, they really don't want to hearken to what the Most High trying to tell them to do. So therefore, bro, you know, they not putting in that work like me and you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to get back up. They don't know how to bounce back. You know, they don't know how to say no. You know, they don't know how to do it. And you got a lot of people that don't want to do it. So listen, man, you got to understand, bro, this type of energy is going to spread throughout your life, man, in different areas, bruh. And you kind of need it. You don't kind of need it, but you really, really need it. You know, especially for some of y'all that's in relationships, man, or seeking to be in a relationship. Because one thing I could tell y'all, bro, is that these women do not like hypersexual men. They do not like that, bro. But guess what corn do? It'll have you out here hypersexual. It'll have you out here wanting to do the things that you seeing on these screens. It'll have you out here only thinking about sex, only thinking about cheeks, bro. And when you in that state, you weak. You know what I mean? You know, and we familiar with that weakness, and it never feels good. It never feels good. You always gonna regret it. And listen, bro, women don't like it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, when you find that righteous woman, you know what I mean, that you supposed to be with, that help me when the Most High send them your way, you want to be ready. So you're going to need sexual discipline too. But when it goes down, when y'all have that connection, listen, it's going to go down. You best believe, brother, freak going to come out. But there's a time and place for everything. You know, and a lot of dudes don't understand that. So if you constantly got these things on your mind to where you can't concentrate on your grind, you can't concentrate on your health, you know what I mean? And you got a partner and all you do, that's all you see. That's all you see is an object because you're looking at her objectively. All you see is a hole to smash. All you see is A and tits, man. Listen, bro, a real woman ain't gonna go for that because she knows that she has more to offer. You know what I'm saying? But this world, when you lost in it, when you lost in lust, when you lost in sin, and you listening to the adversary and you ain't right within, that's all you gonna see. That's all you gonna believe is that these women is just something to hump on. So you really not even gonna get the full experience, you know, of that feminine energy of a righteous woman. You know, you're not gonna get that full experience, man. And listen, bro, you don't want to miss out on that because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. When the Most High made woman from our rib, he said he didn't want us to be alone. So understand, bro, like, listen, bro, they more than that. The world don't want you to see that. The adversary don't want you to see that. So guess what? When you don't see it, you're going to be jumping from woman to woman. You know, you never going to be able to settle down. You know what I mean? You're going to be super hypersexual, so you will never have focus on the right things in your life. Listen, bro, you will never make a good husband, a good boyfriend, you know, not even a good friend, because ain't nobody going to be able to trust you when you have a mindset like that. You know, people not gonna want you around their kids. People not gonna want you around their wives, their girlfriends. Hell, people ain't gonna even want you around their moms. You know what I'm saying? Because they know you, they know you out here bogus, man. You know, so listen, bro, like, you know, you really got to get this in check. We all got to continue putting in this work, bro, you know, because it's worth it. You know, our salvation is worth it. The Most High is worth it. You know, that our walk with Yahusha is worth it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your relationship is worth it, you know, because listen, bro, these women, I'm telling you, you know, for some of y'all, hey, you want to get that in check before you get out there. You want to get that in check in your relationships, man. You know, because these women won't trust you either if that's all you think about and that's all you view them as is, you know, a sexual object, man. You know, and it's just not a good look. It's not manly. A lot of people think that it's man. Oh, I'm a man. Because you want some pussy all the time, that don't make you a man, bro. That make you a boy. You know, for all of y'all, we all been through puberty before, and when that puberty hit, we wanted to hump everything. So think about if you had that mindset, you know, of a 15 or 16-year-old, and you walking around with that as a grown man. You in your 40s still, you know what I'm saying? You in your 30s still on that. You in your late 20s still on that. Like, bro, like you gonna look crazy out here, bruh. You gonna look crazy out here, man. So understand, it ain't a good look. It's a better look when you have that discipline. It's a more masculine look when you have that discipline. It's a more masculine man energy. You know what I mean? When you have that discipline, bro. You know what I'm saying? You more stoic out here when you focus. You know, and people can see it, bro. They can see it they can see it with how you walk, talk. You know what I mean? How you act, how you move. You know what I'm saying? How you treat other people. People can see it. You know? That's how they read you. So guess what, bro? You're going to get respect off the rip. But man, listen, bro, you ain't got your life force energy. You out here just fapping and out here ucking and lusting, man. Listen, bro, ain't nobody gonna respect you. They gonna look at you like a little kid. People gonna be looking down at you like you're a little shorty or something. You know, because that's how you act and that's the type of energy that you show. And listen, bro, when you like that, you low. So, man, we can't be on that no more. All right? And that's my word, man. My name's Sinn and Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.